Welcome back to Superbly Said, Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Today we're looking at a really useful selection of idioms from a recent SpeakDuo lesson.
Right, and just quickly before we jump in, this list comes from SpeakDuo.com.
Yeah, it's a great place if you actually want to use these phrases. You can meet people from all over the world for video calls.
All to build confidence in your English speaking.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get right into it. These are definitely for advanced learners. We want to look at the nuance, the strategy behind them.
Right, because advanced English isn't just about knowing more words.
No.
It's about precision. Knowing the difference between being, say, tired and being groggy.
Or the difference between just leaving and pulling an Irish exit.
Let's start with the work scenario. First phrase is
A shot in the dark.
a classic. What's the basic idea here?
It's a guess made without any facts or any knowledge to back it up.
Okay, but let's get into the nuance. Why would I say that instead of just, I'm guessing?
Well, how is it different from an educated guess?
Ah, okay.
They're really polar opposites. An educated guess implies you have some data.
Maybe half the picture.
Right, and you're using logic to fill in the gaps. It sounds competent.
But a shot in the dark.
Implies you are completely blind. You have nothing.
So isn't that a bit dangerous to admit at work, that you're just guessing?
I actually think it's a strategic defense. It's a smart move.
How so?
If you say, I think this will work, and then it fails, you look incompetent.
But if you say, look, without the Q3 data, this strategy is really just a shot in the dark. You're managing expectations.
You're protecting yourself from failure.
Exactly. You're saying, if this goes wrong, don't blame me, blame the lack of information.
Okay, so a concrete example. Let's say a marketing team is launching a product in a new country.
And they have zero historical data. No surveys, no past sales, nothing.
The boss asks for a projection.
If you give a hard number, you're on the hook for it.
Right. But if you say, honestly, projecting sales here is a shot in the dark until we run a pilot, you sound careful, you sound prudent.
It's about that total absence of evidence.
Precisely. Okay, sticking with work, let's talk about that feeling when you come back from vacation. This phrase is to catch up on.
Meaning to do something you didn't have time for earlier.
But again, let's push on that. Why not just say, I need to do my emails? Why add catch up on?
Because doing is neutral. It's just maintenance.
Okay.
Catching up, though, implies a debt, a deficit. You're starting from behind.
That's a great way to put it. You're trying to get back to zero.
Yes, and that signals an anxiety, a pressure.
So it justifies your unavailability.
For sure. If you just tell a colleague, I can't meet for coffee, they might think you're just blowing them off.
But if you say,
Sorry, I can't. I have to catch up on 500 unread emails.
they immediately get it. They understand the pressure cooker you're in.
Right, you're digging yourself out of a hole. You almost always hear a manager say that after a holiday.
Don't ask me for anything new. I'm just catching up on last week.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move away from the stress of work and into the social scene.
All right.
It's Friday night, you've made plans, but it starts raining and your couch just looks amazing.
I know this feeling.
This brings us to the phrase,
To bail.
which is slang for canceling plans suddenly.
So how is this different from, say, rescheduling?
Oh, huge difference, huge. Rescheduling is responsible. It's adult behavior.
It shows respect for the other person's time.
Yes, you offer an alternative. Bailing is, well, it's unilateral. It's often kind of selfish.
It feels very abrupt.
It is. Bailing implies flaking out. The reason isn't usually a real emergency.
It's more about preference. Exactly. You're not bailing because you broke your leg. You're bailing because you just don't feel like going anymore.
So if I text a friend, hey, something came up, can we do next week? Is that bailing?
That's on the edge, but bailing is usually more immediate, more last minute.
Like, I know we're supposed to meet in an hour.
But I'm just gonna bail. I'm too tired.
Got it. Okay, here's a scenario. You promise to help a friend move house Saturday morning.
A sacred promise.
But Friday night you get invited to a really cool party. Saturday morning you're not feeling great.
And you text them, sorry, can't make it. That is 100% bailing. And people do not like it. It's a hit to your reputation.
Now what if you try to bail but your friends won't let you? They just won't take no for an answer.
Ah, then they are trying to twist your arm.
Which means to persuade or force someone into doing something.
Something they didn't want to do.
Is this the same as convincing someone?
I don't think so. Convincing uses logic. I convince you that my idea is better with facts.
And twisting someone's arm.
That's about social pressure. It's about wearing them down until they give in. It implies they resisted at first.
It sounds kind of painful.
Metaphorically, yeah. You don't twist the arm of someone who already wants to do something.
Let's picture a colleague who hates singing.
Okay.
And the team wants to go to a karaoke bar for the manager's birthday. The whole team surrounds him chanting, "Come on, just one drink."
That is pure arm twisting. It's basically peer pressure, coercion.
And finally he sighs and says, "Fine, I'll go." Later he tells his partner, "I really didn't want to go, but they twisted my arm."
See, and it gives him a great excuse. It takes the responsibility off him. I didn't choose this. I was pressured into it.
Okay, so your arm has been twisted. You're out. But there's always one person in the group who is just difficult. The person who is
Fussy.
hard to please, very picky about details.
I hear people describe themselves as having high standards. Is fussy just a rude way of saying that?
Not quite. High standards is about quality.
Okay.
Fussy is about specific, often irrational preferences that inconvenience other people. That's the key.
The inconvenience factor?
Yes. If you send a steak back because it's raw when you asked for well done, you have standards.
But if you send a salad back because the cucumbers are touching the tomatoes, you're being fussy.
That paints a very, very clear picture. Let's use a coffee example. When does a coffee lover become fussy?
When they make their preference everyone else's problem.
Right.
Like, he won't drink his coffee if it's 81 degrees instead of 80. He is incredibly fussy. It just means they're high maintenance.
All right, so you're at this party, dealing with the fussy friend. Then something worse happens. You get trapped in a conversation. You've been cornered.
To be forced into a situation, usually a conversation where you can't escape.
How is this different from someone just approaching you?
Approaching is neutral. It respects social space. It leaves you an escape route.
Cornering doesn't.
Cornering is almost predatory. It physically blocks your exit. We've all been there at a networking event.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to get to the food, and a salesperson steps right in front of you, maybe leans an arm against the wall next to your head.
Physically boxing you in.
Exactly. And they start their pitch. You're just stuck there, nodding, looking for help, but you can't leave without being rude. You have been cornered.
It's a helpless feeling. So how do you get out? One strategy is to pass someone on.
A ruthless but sometimes necessary tactic to transfer a person to someone else.
This isn't just a normal introduction, is it?
No. A normal introduction is, hey, you two should meet. You have so much in common.
And passing someone on?
Is, hey, meet my friend, because I need to save myself from this conversation. It's a tactical offloading of a burden.
It's like a relay race where the baton is a boring person.
That's a perfect analogy.
So back at the event, you're cornered. You spot your brother.
Poor brother.
You grab him and say, "Oh, Dave, have you met Steve? Steve was just telling me all about insurance deductibles. You love deductibles."
And then you just vanish.
You passed him on. The intent is purely selfish.
But sometimes there's no one to pass them on to. The party's loud, the fussy friend is complaining, you're exhausted. It's time for the nuclear option.
An Irish exit.
Leaving a place secretly without saying goodbye to anyone.
Now, this is controversial. Some people think it's incredibly rude. How does it compare to, say, bidding farewell?
Well, bidding farewell is proper etiquette. You find the host, you thank them, but it's time-consuming.
And it opens you up to negotiation. Oh, don't go yet.
Exactly. The Irish exit avoids all that. It's stealthy. You just disappear.
But is it rude?
Context is everything. Small dinner party with 6 people, yes, it is incredibly rude.
And a huge house party?
With 50 people and loud music, I'd say it's actually polite. You're not interrupting the host just to announce you're leaving.
That's a great point. It's a brilliant phrase for an IELTS speaking answer, by the way.
Totally. The party was overwhelming, so rather than making a big deal of it, I just pulled an Irish exit. It shows a real grasp of cultural slang.
Okay, so you've pulled the Irish exit, you go home, you sleep, but you wake up the next morning not feeling rested. You feel groggy.
Which is that weak, dizzy, unable to think clearly feeling, usually right after sleeping.
Why is this better than just saying tired?
Because tired is just about your physical energy. You can be tired but still mentally sharp.
And groggy?
Groggy is a cognitive problem. It's brain fog. It's that feeling when you nap for too long and you wake up not knowing what planet you're on.
Or when you take certain medicines.
Yes, it implies disorientation. If you say, I'm tired, your boss thinks you need coffee.
But if you say I'm groggy,
Your boss knows you shouldn't be doing complex budget calculations just yet. It buys you time for your brain to reboot.
it's a very specific physical state that tired just doesn't capture.
Exactly.
All right, we've navigated the workplace, the party, and the morning after. Now let's see if these ideas have stuck.
It is quiz time.
Okay, here's how this works. I'll read a sentence with the target phrase. Then I'll give you 3 options, A, B, and C.
And feel free to pause if you need a moment to think about the answer. No pressure at all.
Let's start with question 1. The phrase is on the cusp of.
On the cusp of.
The research team felt they were on the cusp of a major breakthrough after years of testing. What does on the cusp of mean? Is it option A, they had recently abandoned the initial stages of the experiment? Option B, they were at the very beginning of a long and difficult process? Option C, they were hovering on the verge of a significant new discovery?
On the cusp of, think about being on the very edge of something.
The answer is option C. To be on the cusp means you are right on the edge of a transition.
Right on the verge of a new discovery.
Question 2. The phrase stole her thunder.
Stole her thunder.
By announcing his own engagement at his sister's wedding, he really stole her thunder. Does stole her thunder mean? Option A, he diverted the attention and praise away from her special moment. Option B, he inadvertently ruined the mood by sharing tragic news loudly. Option C, he enhanced the atmosphere by bringing unexpected entertainment.
Remember, taking something impressive that belongs to someone else.
The correct answer is option A. He diverted the attention away from his sister's special moment.
A terrible thing to do. Don't do that.
Question 3. The phrase is, get under my skin.
Get under my skin?
His constant whistling during the meeting started to really get under my skin. Does get under my skin mean? Option A, it made me feel physically uncomfortable and slightly ill. Option B, it caused me to feel intensely irritated and very annoyed. Option C, it forced me to question my own judgment and decisions.
Think of that deep internal irritation.
The answer is B. It caused him to feel intensely irritated and annoyed.
That kind of annoyance you just can't shake.
Okay, next question. The phrase, a shot in the dark.
A shot in the dark.
Since we had no data to guide us, the marketing strategy was essentially a shot in the dark. Does a shot in the dark mean? Option A, a random guess made without any supporting facts or proof. Option B, a calculated risk taken after analyzing all available data. Option C, a dangerous attempt that was guaranteed to fail instantly.
Remember our conversation about being completely blind with no information?
The answer is option A, a random guess without any supporting facts.
No data. Just a bit of hope.
Question 5. The phrase is Irish exit.
The Irish exit.
The party was getting too loud, so I decided to pull an Irish exit. Does an Irish exit mean option A, departing abruptly after causing a dramatic scene? Option B, leaving the event secretly without saying goodbye? Option C, refusing to leave until the host kicks everyone out?
Think of that stealthy escape we talked about.
The answer is B, leaving the event secretly without saying goodbye.
The social ninja move.
Okay, question 6. The phrase is to bail.
To bail.
I promised I would help you move house, but something came up and I have to bail. Does to bail mean option A, to cancel the scheduled plans suddenly at the last minute? Option B, to commit fully to the plan despite the difficulties? Option C, to pay money to release someone from a legal contract?
Remember that friend canceling on a rainy Friday night?
The answer is option A, to cancel plans suddenly, usually at the last minute.
A risky move for any friendship.
And our final question? The phrase is fussy.
Fussy.
He is incredibly fussy about his coffee. If it isn't exactly 80 degrees, he won't drink it. Does fussy mean? Option A, someone who is allergic to many different ingredients? Option B, someone who is hard to please and picky about details? Option C, someone who consumes things rapidly without savoring them.
Remember the inconvenience factor? It's all about that.
The answer is option B, someone who is hard to please and picky about details.
We did it. I think that went well.
I think so too. We covered a lot today. And the goal really isn't just to memorize a definition.
No, it's about understanding the human behavior behind the phrase.
Right. Using groggy explains your specific mental state. Using Irish exit explains your social strategy.
These words tell a story that simpler words just can't.
So our challenge to you is to try and use one of these this week.
Maybe don't bail on your friends.
No, maybe not that one. But perhaps you can spot someone being fussy and describe them that way in your head.
And if you need to practice, jump on a call. It's the best way to make these stick.
Great advice. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye for now.